Hey, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam. And following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has told us that unless we understand something about Radharani during our Bhagavatam study, we have wasted our time if we haven't done that. So keeping this in mind, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ cha Yadi na jānīmahe tutam Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu ślokānāṃ bhāgavat-oktiṣu Radharanim na vindamhatada nishphalam bhagavat-yayinam radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Radharani within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all our efforts are in vain. So we are continuing our reading today from Canto 5. Canto 5, the creative impetus, Chapter 3, Ṛṣabhadeva's appearance in the womb of Merudevī, the wife of King Nābhia, Text 16. Shri Shuka Uvacha Iti Nigadena bishtu yamano bhagavan animishar shabo varshadhara bivadita bivinandita charna sadayam idam aha. Translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, the priests who were even worshipped by King Nābhia, the emperor of Bharatavarsha, offered prayers in prose, generally they were in poetry, and bowed down at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord of Lords, the ruler of the demigods, was very pleased with them, and he began to speak as follows. Text 17. śrī-bhagavan Aho bataham rishayo bhavadbir avitata girbir varam asulabam abhiyachito yad amu syatmajo maya sadrisho buyad iti mamaham ivhabirupa kaival yad atapi brahmavado Namrisha bhavitum arhati mamaiva hi mukham yadvijadeva kulam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead replied, O great sages, I am certainly very pleased with your prayers. You are all truthful. You have prayed for the benediction of a son like me for King Nābhia. But this is very difficult to obtain. Since I am the Supreme Person without a second, and since no one is equal to me, another personality like me is not possible to find. In any case, because you are all qualified brahmanas, your vibrations should not prove untrue. I consider the brahmanas who were all qualified with brahminical qualities to be as good as my own mouth. Purport. The word avitata girbhi means they whose spoken vibrations cannot be nullified. The brahmanas, dvija, the twice-born, are given a chance by shastric regulations to become almost as powerful as the Supreme Lord. Whatever a brahmana speaks cannot be nullified or changed in any circumstance. According to the Vedic injunctions, a brahmana is the mouth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, in all rituals, a brahmana is offered food, brahmana bhojana, because when a brahmana eats, it is considered that the Supreme Lord himself eats. Similarly, whatever a brahmana speaks cannot be changed. It must act. The learned sages who were priests at Maharaj Nābhi's sacrifice were not only brahmanas, but were so qualified that they were like devas, demigods, or God himself. If this were not the case, how could they invite Lord Vishnu to come to the sacrificial arena? God is one, and God does not belong to this or that religion. In Kali Yuga, different religious sects consider their God to be different from the God of others. But that is not possible. God is one, and he is appreciated according to different angles of vision. In this verse, the word kaivalyat means that God has no competitor. There is only one God. In the Svetasvatra Upanishad 6.8, it is said, Natat samas chabhyadikas chadrishyate. No one is found to be equal to him or greater than him. That is the definition of God. Okay, text 18. Tata agnidriye misa kalaya vatarisyamatma tuyam anupala bhamanaha. Since I cannot find anyone equal to me, I shall personally expand myself into a plenary portion, and thus advent myself in the womb of Merudevī, the wife of Maharaj Nābhi, the son of Agnidra. Purport. This is an example of omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although he is one without a second, he expands himself by svamsa, his personal expansion, and sometimes by vibhanamsa, or his separated expansion. Lord Vishnu herein agrees to send his personal expansion as the son of Merudevī, the wife of Maharaj Nābhi, who is the son of Agnidra. The Ritvija, the priests, knew that God is one, yet they prayed for the Supreme Lord to become the son of Maharaj Nābhi, to let the world know that the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is one without a second. When he incarnates, he expands himself in different potencies. Text 19. Shri Shuka Uvacha Iti Nishamayantya Merudevya Patim Abhidhayan Tarjade Bhagavan. Shukadeva Goswami continued, after saying this, the Lord disappeared. The wife of King Nābhi, Queen Merudevī, was sitting by the side of her husband, and consequently she could hear everything the Supreme Lord had spoken. Purport. According to the Vedic injunctions, one should perform sacrifices in the company of one's own wife. Sapatniko dharmam acharet. Religious rituals should be performed with one's wife, Therefore Maharaj Nābhia conducted his great sacrifice with his wife by his side. Text 20. Barhisi tasmin neva Vishnudata Bhagavan Paramarshibhihi Prashadito nebe priyachikirshaya tad avarodayane Merudevyam dharman darshayitu kamo vatarashananam shramananam rishinam ordva mantinam shuklaya tanu vavatara. O Vishnu Datta, Parikshit Maharaj, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was pleased by great sages at that sacrifice. Consequently, the Lord decided to personally exhibit the method of executing religious principles as observed by brahmacharis, sannyasis, vanaprasts, and grihastas engaged in rituals, and also satisfy Maharaj Nābhia's desire. Consequently, he appeared as the son of Merudevī in his original spiritual form, which is above the modes of material nature. Purport. When the Supreme Lord appears or descends as an incarnation within this material world, he does not accept a body made of the three modes of material nature, sattva-gun, rajagun, and tamo-gun. Mayavadi philosophers say that the impersonal God appears in this material world by accepting a body in sattva-gun. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti states that the word Shukla means consisting of Shuddha Sattva. Lord Vishnu descends in his Shuddha Sattva form. Shuddha Sattva refers to the Sattva Guna, which is never contaminated. In this material world, even the mode of goodness, Sattva Gun, is contaminated by tinges of Rajagun and Tamagun. When Sattva Gun is never contaminated by Rajagun and Tamagun, it is called Shuddha Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. Bhagavatam 4.3.23. That is the platform of Vasudev. That is the platform of Vasudev, whereby the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, can be experienced. In Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Sri Krishna himself says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrajamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Unlike ordinary living entities, the Supreme Lord is not forced by the modes of material nature to appear. He appears dharmam darshayitu kama, to show how to execute the functions of a human being. The word dharma is meant for human beings and is never used in connection with beings inferior to human beings, such as animals. Unfortunately, without being guided by the Supreme Lord, human beings sometimes manufacture a process of dharma by concoction. Actually, dharma cannot be made by man. Dharmam tu sakshad bhagavat pranitam. Bhagavatam 6.3.19. Dharma is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just as the law is given by the state government. Man-made dharma has no meaning. Srimad Bhagavatam refers to man-made dharma as kaitava dharma, cheating religion. The Supreme Lord sends an avatar incarnation to teach human society the proper way to execute religious principles. Such religious principles are bhakti marg. As the Supreme Lord himself says in Bhagavad Gita, sarva dharmam parityaga mamekam sharanam vraja. The son of Maharaj Nābhia, Ṛṣabhadeva, appeared on this earth to preach the principles of religion. That will be explained in the 5th chapter of this 5th canto. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 5th canto, 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Ṛṣabhadeva's Appearance in the Womb of Merudevī, the wife of King Nābhia. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from chapter 4, the characteristics of Ṛṣabhadeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll continue here on Monday. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev Ki Jai. Jai Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the worldwide devotees. Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Shyam Kund Radhakund Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Jai Princeton Bhakti Vedanta Institute Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari 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 Bo. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam.